I'm back! Hello, and welcome back to the Cymru Nerd Cave. Yes, I'm back after I had a while away, but I did a video yesterday all about questions that Dennis had asked and that Vince and Pew had recorded in their video. And yeah, now those dirty heathens and that horrific Andy Welch from the Smorgaspod with his Transform and Tell series, they pulled me back in, and now I want to show off toys and say, oh, how wonderful they are and stuff, and it's not good, why am I doing this? But there you go. Yeah, I'm back, and I'm going to be talking about toys I like. Do not call these reviews, they are not reviews. There are people much better at that than I am, and that would involve hands in front of a camera, which I am not doing anymore. It's just not me at the end of the day. I want to go back to the time of 10 years, the time of 10 years ago when I would just thrust a figure in front of the camera and say, I like this toy, this is why I like this toy. And so we're going to be doing a lot more of that than we used to. Starting off with a toy, well, you know what toy it is because I've already said what it is in the old description there. But it is this guy, Titan's Return Brainstorm from 2016 with Xort, not Gort. It's Gort, and I shall be referring him to as such. Brilliant toy. I love these toys so much because they're toys. They're not masterpiece, they're not third party, they're not something I have to set aside time for to transform. Nothing against those type of toys, absolutely not. But I don't like those type of toys. I've had them, I've got them. The only masterpiece I really like is Masterpiece Grimlock because he transforms almost exactly like he used to. But I do like these guys, and I do like this guy in particular because I like headmasters. You see, like many children of the 80s, which I am, I was 10 years old in 1986, and then 1987 when this annual came out. And in this annual, you had a lot of pages talking about headmasters. In fact, they told the whole story of where the headmasters came from. They went to Nebulon, and they Nebulos, should I say, with the Nebulons, and they, through a whole ream of events, ended up having their heads taken off, and then little men being in those heads. Or if you live in Japan, they're little robots that went to the planet Master and then got transformed into big robots when they transformed their little bodies into heads. Yeah, we didn't get that for a long time over here. So when I grew up, it was the Nebulon stuff, and I would say that's the story I like to be on. I prefer to be with that story rather than the Japanese. Although to be fair, I have no problem with either. I think both serve the purposes well of what they're supposed to, and they're both great. But I do remember very, very clearly seeing pages like this in the annual, and in particular this one, where it said that Highbrow, his function is electronic warfare, and his motto is war is the playground of the ignorant. He's a snob, basically. He is a snobby robot who thinks that he's better than everybody else, and certainly better than the Autobots that he has to fraternise with. He's basically Major Charles Winchester from MASH, is who he is. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. He thinks he's better than everyone else. Frasier would be another good comparison there. He thinks he's just better. But you don't really see that in the comics because he wasn't in it very much, and you don't see it in the cartoon because the Western cartoon was rattling through it that quickly. They didn't care about such things. And the Japanese cartoon, they were just archetypes. They were heroic archetypes. They could have been any character in the world. It wouldn't have mattered. There was no personality in them, which is a shame. But I always liked the headmasters, you see. My friend at school, Jeremy, he had all of them practically, or at least it feels like he had all of them. And they were awesome, and I coveted them, and I wanted them so badly. And he is definitely one of the ones I liked because I don't know, there's something about him. He's blue and he's grey, and they've managed to capture that bluey greyness. I know it doesn't make sense, but they managed to capture everything I loved about that toy in this toy. It's just so lovely, and it's, you know, it's got all the joints that you want. He does everything that you want him to. He's really nice, and I don't know why. He just looked good, and he looks fun, and he is fun. The only thing I would change, he's got a bit of a wobbly head, but that apparently is not. That's not exclusive to the one I own. That is something that everybody has to put up with, apparently, with this toy. But I don't know, he looks good. He's got really nice joints that work really well. I like the double wielding gun thing because I like double wielding guns. And he's got a massive piece of helicopter on the back hanging off him. But what are you going to do? It just looks nice. I like him. And, you know, he looks fun, and he's got a really nice face as well. I don't know if you can see that. And where his tech specs would normally come out, he's just got that's basically an homage to his comic self, is where he didn't have that function. Because usually they would have a little flipped up thing which says, ha, this is his speed, strength and intelligence. Well, these don't have that, because it's one gimmick too far, I'm afraid. It's enough that they brought the headmasters back, because the headmasters are awesome. He does transform. And he transforms into a helicopter, kind of like this. And here he is in helicopter mode, Cybertronian helicopter mode, should I say. Really massive homage to the G1 again. He looks almost exactly the same as that. Some people have said that he's a little flat, and yeah, he's a bit flatter than the G1 version. That was big, massive, chunky, but modern toy engineering, plastic costs a lot more than it used to. Doesn't need to be a brick like it used to be, I guess. I don't know. But again, I do like the colours on this guy. He's all nice and blue and red, and he looks a bit more aerodynamic than his former self, his former G1 self. And he's got twin blades. Who doesn't love a helicopter with twin blades, for God's sake? He's got a lovely, nice canopy there. The reason for that is that opens up to reveal a nice little cockpit there. And Xort, whatever, he transforms into this little guy. From a head into a Titan Master or Headmaster, or whatever you want to call him, and he will sit quite nicely in the old cockpit there. And that canopy will come down and won't click into place. Yes, it will. There we go, and it clicks into place nicely. And he's got a nice little Headmaster pilot. And let's face it, who doesn't like that? Who doesn't think that looks really nice, and would like this nice little helicopter in their collection? Again, complete homage to 1987, complete homage to the headmasters of old. You know, one of the things I really like about it, this Autobot symbol front and centre on his back there, and he's got one on his chest piece there as well. It's not very often you see just nicely rendered Autobot symbols that really do evoke the classic era of Transformers, and this guy, he's not the classic era of Transformers. He doesn't, you know, he isn't from then. He's quite literally modern, if that, you see what I mean. But to me, to my mind, he completely evokes that era, and he sort of brings back some really good memories of 1987, because yeah, who wouldn't want to do that? So that's Highbrow. If you can get hold of him, and you've got any sort of love for the Headmasters era, definitely do, because he's a joy to have in your collection. Really easy to transform, really nice to hold in your hand and just think, yeah, this is definitely a toy, and it's fun. It's not something that's meant to be in a collection in a glass cabinet or anything, but he's just fun to have on a shelf, and he's fun to look at and makes me smile. So that is Highbrow. I will be bringing out lots more of these videos now. I've got the bug. You can maybe tell I'm speaking very fast. Shouldn't be, but I hope the excitement shows for this again. But yeah, I'll get this up as soon as I can, for now. And yeah, I'll be doing probably one every week now, I'm hoping. I have a bit more free time than I used to, so video every week. I don't know what it'll be next time, but I'm sure it'll be something that pleases me, is fun, and even if no one watches it, I feel like I'm doing something and contributing to the world again, so that's good. I have been Dreadwind. If you want to, please follow me at Cymru Nerd Cave on Twitter, and it's going to be facebook.com/BTTE pod. on Facebook as well. There's a / in there somewhere. If you want to join the Transformers YouTube community as well, they are on Facebook. Search for the Transformers YouTube community. And search for Cymru Nerd Cave on Twitter. Sorry, not on Twitter, on Facebook. Oh man, I'm really messing this up. One final thing, also follow the Smorgaspod on YouTube. They are doing videos of the podcast that they do every week. And like I say, they're doing a Transform and Tell thread as well. So a video a week of a Transformer that my friend from childhood, Andy, puts up. He's way more into Transformers than I will ever be. And way more knowledgeable as well, probably. But definitely follow those guys as well. As I said, this is the Cymru Nerd Cave, and I have been Dreadwind. Bye bye for now.